This is the Willpower Podcast, live at APTA CSM. We're here with physical therapy leaders and practice owners from across the country talking about where the industry is going and what it takes to grow in today's landscape. So what does the perfect business partnership look like? I say two people who are complete opposites in the most perfect way. Today we're meeting with Kylee and Tara from one of Arizona's fastest growing pelvic health practices. And we're going to talk about how they built their business, what makes their partnership work, and why vulnerability might be the most underrated business skill in physical therapy. Kylee and Tara, thank you so much for joining me on the Willpower Podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah, this is such a treat. You know, Kylee and I met a long time ago, and it's been a joy to see how you guys have evolved. I use your business as an educational, how you could build something special when I go speak on stage. So it's a real treat to have you guys talk to my audience, because at Rockstars, you're going to learn so much about how we can take our opportunity here in these rehab businesses to scale them to maximum impact. But let's start off where you guys met. How do you guys, as partners, where did you guys meet?
Well, I actually came to her PT school and did a lecture. And it was the only lecture that they got on pelvic health, of course. They didn't have an actual course or anything in PT school. And afterwards, you want to tell them what you said?
Yeah, so I went up to her and I shook her hand and I said, "My name's Kylee, you're going to be my mentor now." So
I was like, okay.
She recruited you.
Yeah, basically.
But I love talking to students about this too, because as I met you, Will, I was a student, right?
Yeah.
And I just love that I was able to at that time say hey, you are somebody who I aspire to be one day, and Dr. Tara's the name brand of pelvic health in Phoenix, and so I was like, I need to learn from you. But then I love telling students this because it wasn't just a one-way street. It was something where I came up to her and I said, "Hey, you're going to be my mentor, but here's what I offer too. I have this other side of me that is my past history of building businesses and helping with marketing and social media and stuff like that." And so it's a win-win for us both. And then we ended up she saw that in me as well. And once I graduated, we were like, let's do this.
So I had been working at outpatient hospital-based for 12 years.
Okay.
Had no intention of going out and doing my own business at all. Met Kylee. She was, I was mentoring her. I remember she came over and did a presentation for me and the other pelvic PTs at the hospital. And after the presentation, I was like,
there's something special about that girl.
Something's here. And then the more we talked, the more I was like, yes, I want to pair with her. And I had literally no intention of going out on my own. And 3 weeks later, quit, and we started our company.
That is pretty powerful. Now, when I met Kylee for Reference Rockstars, you were a student, but you were already pretty big on social media.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many followers you had at the time.
Yeah, I've gotten up to 45,000 at one point for Instagram, but so my background is in, being a social media influencer or type of person, making sure I just shared in my vulnerability. That was my huge strength and things that I love to do, just sharing about my life and motherhood and physical therapy and my journey and all of those things.
Yeah, and that translates into marketing, is what that means, effective, real, impactful marketing. All the books from Gary Vee, all these things that are out now are highlighting people who are hitting it big like Kylee, because they're realizing what the trend is. All of that is just business. And so I've said this before, and I say this publicly now, you are one of the most entrepreneurial people easily the most entrepreneurial student I'd ever met. So for you to come in already, I can see, Tara, from your perspective, where you're the expert clinician, you're probably entrepreneurial, but you didn't have anyone wake that flame for you.
Right.
Someone came on fire and lit it in you,
Yes.
and now you guys have a massive practice. It is amazing to me how big you guys are in Arizona. And
We only knew each other about 3 months before we opened our doors.
now that's interesting.
Yeah, and
Is that
it's
right
always
timeline?
been very, we just clicked. Our strengths are both so well balanced. It's just yin and yang.
We are so completely opposite in the most perfect way that we just what she loves, I don't. What I love, she doesn't. And we just have a great partnership together.
And we're soulmates.
And we're soulmates, so yeah.
So how, for people who are considering partnerships, what would you say are the things to look for in a healthy partnership? Because how long have you been partners now?
Almost 2 years.
Not
now.
even 2 years, coming up on 2 years. I think, and Greg Todd told me this, because he's our business coach.
A frequent
Greg
guest
Todd,
on our show, totally.
And I remember just telling Greg how much I love Kylee and how like I respect her work ethic and her knowledge in the business. And he was like, your partnership is going to last, because as long as you have respect and appreciation for your partner, you see their value, then you can make it work. And I think that's what we see in each other.
Wow.
We're not competing with each other. We have
There's
our
not,
own strengths.
I don't really feel any sort of pride. Like, it's interesting when you guys talk. I think there's, again, leading with vulnerability. I think when that's a foundational value in a relationship, it breeds success. I think it's when people aren't willing, or some people just don't know how to be vulnerable, whether it's a marriage or whether it's a partnership. Like, those elements are essential in any successful relationship. So I think yours is founded on that vulnerability and transparency.
Yeah.
A good partnership is definitely like a good marriage. Like, you have to be able to be willing. There's ebbs and flows in everybody's lives. So when I'm not able to be there 100%, she's there 100% for me, and same vice versa for her. And we will always have that mutual respect, like she said, and know that there's no part of our mind that holds like, oh, I'm doing this and she's doing this, so like I'm doing more than the other person. And that's what really I think I've seen in the past like demolish partnerships, is like when you feel like you're doing more than the other person, then it's always like a battle with each other. But
it's not 50-50 all the time.
Absolutely.
It's like 80-20, and then we switch off, and then it's 100-0 because we're going through something, or, you know, like but we know no matter what, that person is going to come back, or we're going to figure it out and find that balance.
And when we sign our like 5-year leases on our different clinics every year, every time it's like putting a ring on it. Like, we're like, okay, do we make this commitment? It's
I told
5
her it's
years.
the closest to marriage I've ever come. I was like, I literally signed a 5-year contract with you. This is marriage.
And every location is a child. Every location is like, we're real. Because honestly, children kind of tighten that relationship up or challenge it, just like locations do. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's a real, I mean, the comparisons between a family and a business is so powerful, and I am a big fan of that, because these concepts are very similar, right?
Yeah.
So
you have to be able to be willing to have difficult conversations, and we've had that, and we've been able to navigate those conversations without resentment and get over certain things. And you're always going to have that negotiation piece, because we are totally different people, and there's different ideas of business or what's going to happen, and you have to come to a compromise.
Yeah, and I think what I realized for myself was like, I don't always see her vision. So she'll say something and I'm like, oh, that makes me feel uncomfortable. And she's like, no, hear me out. And I'm open-minded and I take it in and I trust her. And then as long as she presents it in a way that my brain can handle, I'm like, oh yeah, that's smart. Let's do that.
There's a lot of trust in that relationship when she's going visionary mode. Every great partnership has a visionary and an integrator, and it's usually operations and vision kind of complement. And how do you navigate those? You mentioned you guys have difficult conversations for people who like have never had anyone model that. Yeah. What does that look like? Like, you don't have to give me an exact situation, but is there a methodology or some steps that you can throw out to people who are like, yeah, what does that even look like?
I think transparency is the biggest thing. It's like, I'll say to her, like, I really just don't understand what you're saying, or I don't understand how that would help us. And then she can like figure out like, where am I missing that piece to get me to click? So like changing your communication style to match what that person needs to hear it and get it. And I do the same with her, you know, vice versa. Like if I'm mentoring or
it's almost like we're always saying the same exact thing at each other at certain points, but we're not hearing what like the other person is saying. But at the same time, we realize at the end of the conversation, or like, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
So patience, probably patience is the biggest thing. Like just hear them out. Don't be defensive. That's one thing that we've talked about and that we mentor with even our clinicians is like, don't be defensive. If you're learning something new, don't have an expectation that you should already know it.
It's huge about going back to the mutual respect too, because it's always that foundation that's there. And so like I'll like, even though we have our discussions or whatever, I will say like, I'm saying this out of complete love for you, and I will do anything for you. And I don't, most of the time it's because I don't want to disappoint you. So that's like,
which she could never, obviously.
Yeah, but I love the fact that you're just willing to trust and be vulnerable again and be there and speak into it quickly and not harbor it or hold it back.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have experience in that in other domains of your life that you've brought to this relationship that has really amplified the power in the way that you communicate. And I love that because, you know, when we talked about what we're going to talk about, I didn't know we were going to spend this much time on the partnership, but I think it's really important for people to understand this. I've had various partnerships over the years, and one of them ended. And it was one of those, because of the connection that we had, we remained very good friends and still grab lunch once every couple of months. And we were partners in a very deep way for a very long time. And it's just one of those things where, like, sometimes it's not always meant to last forever. But unlike other domains like marriage, like a partnership, a business partnership, it can be forever, and it can be forever and not in the same LLC.
Yeah.
It's amazing how people can evolve over time. Just being open to the other person's success and win is so key there. I want to pivot a little bit now into your business model because it is so amazing and how you guys operate. And I would like you guys to kind of describe a little bit about your business in terms of the problem that you face and how you solved it. Let's just go from there.
Yeah, so we opened Mind to Body Healing, which is our brick and mortar pelvic floor physical therapy practice, on March 2024. Right away, we saw the growth and we were able to see the vision for it. And so just, it took off from there. Basically, like she said, quit her job, was able to like support bigger, better spaces, things like that, and then start hiring right away. So about August, or through that summer of 2024, and then closer to August, we realized that she has this like mentorship skill and this clinical instructor skill, and
like genius level.
At genius level that I always wanted to take advantage of, but at being in a cash-based practice, she was no longer able to take as students like she was doing for so long.
Yeah.
So because we're just doing the highest level quality of care, and it wasn't something that we were just taking on a bunch of students or anything like that. And it was just us too, right? And so at that point, I'm like, we have to get this information out there, right? We have to be able to serve the public in a greater way. And so we came up with the idea of Pelvic Ed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like...
Pelvic Ed.
Pelvic Ed.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been teaching pelvic health courses my entire career, because when I started almost 15 years ago, there was hardly any mentors. I had no mentor. I was practicing on myself, teaching myself.
I got an hour in PT school
Exactly.
in 2002, right? Like
Yes.
I was like, it was like an hour. I'm like, well, okay.
Exactly. And so I had to learn on my own, trial and error, take these courses, figure it out on Monday, know when to ask questions. I didn't want that for everybody else, so I was very passionate about teaching courses and taking students. And then we just came up with like, well, let's have our own program where we're mentoring. And so that's how it started.
Yeah, it was great talking part of this
Yes.
journey with you.
Yes.
For sure.
I didn't know that. I mean, I'm now just putting it all together because he is such a big advocate of productizing educational content and actual physical products as ways to really amplify profitability and practices. So you're developing this online content based on your knowledge and a vision that you're seeing around how we're going to grow this thing.
Yeah, and a one-to-many platform. So we're not just like treating patients one-on-one, which we do in our cash-based practice. And we are also, at the same time, we developed it into a nonprofit so that we could give back to our community in a way that we didn't feel like we were being able to be fulfilled within our cash practice. So, so we were able to start a pro bono clinic within our own clinic and use that as a tool to mentor and teach students.
Yeah, and one thing I think that, she probably already knew, but like the biggest thing that I learned from Greg when we started working with him was like, you're going to cap out. You can't treat all these patients yourself for the rest of your life, or you're going to stay in one place. And I was like, well, yeah, okay. But that's scary, like, because it is my reputation, my name, they're referring to me. And so we were like, well, if I'm training them.
Yeah, we need to make mini Taras.
Yeah, we'll just make mini.
Yeah, and it's so powerful that you're able to leave a bigger impact. The thing I didn't know is that it was a non-for-profit.
Yeah.
That is so cool. How do you use that non-for-profit to impact other communities?
So we host the pro bono clinic, and so it's completely free to those people who qualify, and then we're able to bring students, or they're not actually technically students, they're practicing PTs for the most part.
You just want to learn more about pelvic floor.
PTAs, and then they're able to, we pair them up with a pro bono patient in person, and they're able to utilize the skills and get like hands-on mentorship with Tara. And
so if they're a resident of our 3-month virtual residency program, then they work on those patients for free, and the patients don't pay. So it's like hands-on. The patients have to be like open and willing to have someone new work on them, but it's pro bono, so we're usually serving a community who couldn't afford to come to our self-pay clinic. Yeah.
It really does hit all these levels. It's, again, there's these problems around recruiting, and I think when people get in a scarcity mindset, they see it as, I've got to solve this issue, and they come in immediately with how. Yeah. As Tony Robbins says, that's the first way to kill any growth, is to ask how versus who and why. Mm-hmm. And so you guys came in like, wow, here's an opportunity to do this and solve this and serve them, and then just started stacking. You're one of the few companies I've ever interviewed that's like, yeah, we're really good on recruiting.
Yeah.
You have as many people that you want to join your practice because you built a brand, something bigger than just a company.
Yeah, so we didn't even see it as that to begin with. Like I said, we just wanted to solve the problem of how do we give back to our community, and how do we train more people, because this is such an important area of pelvic health. How do we get those people nationwide to be able to be at the highest level quality of care for everyone else? So once that started, like, it was just this avalanche of people starting to be like, okay, wow, this actually makes sense. They were going through the program and they were like, I've taken every course, I've done this, I've done that, and this is the first time that this information has clicked for me. And then they were graduating, have treated patients because they were at the pro bono clinic or whatever, and they were ready, and they're like, this,
can we work for you?
Yeah. And so they're like, wait,
they're recruiting you again.
Yeah, they were just like, we just need some place to work at. And then we're like, cool, well, we'll give you that space. So now we use it not as, like I said, not as a recruitment tool per se, but
that's not the purpose of it.
It never started out that way.
The product and the purpose are very different things, and that's why, like, if you're starting a PT practice for the money, you'll be about as successful as you can imagine. Like, if your purpose is to transform lives and end suffering and all those things, then the profitability follows behind. But those are two sides of the same coin, right?
Yes.
Profitability and purpose. So your purpose was what? If you could consolidate why you created that pelvic ed.
We want to educate as many providers as we can so that as many patients can get help. I mean, we both were patients before we were providers in pelvic health, and we were gaslit, we were dismissed. That's why we both went to school to be a pelvic floor therapist, and and then now, like, all the years that I've been doing it now, I'm seeing how she always says it's like the wild, wild west out there. You don't know, like, if you go to a pelvic health therapist, you don't know if they're going to do an internal or what they're going to do. And so we're trying to also kind of standardize so there's a foundation that everyone has, and then they can go from there. And so that's what we're providing as a foundation.
Especially considering the nature of what you do. I mean, this would be true for any practice, but especially here. So that is interesting. Can I ask what gaslit meant? What does that?
So we were both patients, like she said. For me, it was, I was in so much pain, and I was only 20 years old, so I didn't know what was going on. I'd be in and out of the ER, and the doctors, every doctor I saw would tell me, oh, just drink a glass of wine, or like, you're too, it's in your head. You're too young for anything happening to you or whatever.
Your pain's not real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's very common in the pelvic health population.
And for
me, be dismissed.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, it wasn't until I actually found a pelvic PT that my pain started. I had hope in healing, and that's what our motto is: healing begins with hope.
Healing begins with hope is our biggest thing. Is like day one when a patient comes to see you, just saying to them, we can help you, is transformative.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing because that requires people to see themselves as a doctor in the community and not some service that gets referred out to like most of our industry has done for decades. So I love what you stand for in multiple ways. One of them is for the industry of physical therapy. You are doctors in the community. You're leading that path. You're doing what you can to serve every population you can with your great purpose. And I didn't realize it was less intentional. Organically started solving problems like recruiting, growth, direction, because you're just trying to do the right thing at all times.
Yeah.
So if someone was in a scarcity mindset looking at you're starting a practice, I could see many people I've coached over the years go, oh, you guys want to start a pelvic health business? Ooh, I mean, it's hard enough hiring for a general PT practice. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They don't realize that it's in the niches where we develop those impacts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am so excited.
So I think also, like, I see a problem in the industry of like, one, I see it here in CSM. They're talking, they come up to you and like, oh, come work for me. I was like, I don't even know who you are. Like, why would I do that? I don't care about you at all. Like, we are not that, right? We are developing relationships. We're helping these people, whatever they need. And I wanted
free
to
resources.
Yeah, like
whatever. We just want them to learn. We just want to help.
And then your vibe attracts your tribe, right?
Yes.
But we are who we are, and they come to us. So,
Yeah.
But with even with our residency, we actually hope and aspire to build other pelvic health businesses too. So it's not like I'm coming at it as a competitor. Like many people out there are like, oh, my employees are just going to leave me. They're just going to leave me. They're going to go somewhere else, and they're going to make their own business and da-da-da-da. I'm like, good. I hope they build their own thing. I want them to do well. And and so for some reason, we have not had one person leave us, not one.
Amazing.
Yeah,
In 2
so
years.
yeah, so everybody loves working for us. They're all here at CSM with us
On their own time.
just having fun
We're
with
not
us.
even paying them. We said, do you want to come to CSM and work the booth? And they're like, sure. We're like, okay.
And they just love being here. They're totally happy. I've been by that
so
wonderful,
happy.
energetic booth.
Yeah.
I love that.
I tell people when they ask for recruiting help, which is something that I've been asked for a lot, they always ask, like, what's the secret? Looking for some tactic. You know, and then I always go down to this one word. It's called belonging. When we can create an environment where we as human beings feel like we belong, and it sounds cheesy on the outset, but when you guys create pelvic ed, you're doing is you're serving them with education, you're empowering them, right? But then you're building a culture around, we are here for your long-term success.
Yes.
Then they feel free, and you're authentic to begin with, right? Your foundational transparency, authenticity. They start to feel like they're a part of something special. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's almost that hey, I want you to be successful. I hope it's with me forever, but I'm here to help you long term, of letting go.
Yeah.
That almost gives them to buy in to a level that is so shocking, and you're just grateful for it. You know, you're not clinging on to them desperately because of some scarcity mindset.
Exactly.
Right. And I'll give an example if we have time for it. We have a PTA who's remarkable, hands-on, myofascial, just amazing. And she's like, I can't do this forever. I love it, but physically I can't do this forever. And I'm like, let us help you. You can train other people to do this. You don't have to just be hands-on. We want you to succeed. And so we're going to help her come up with something to where she can train other people to do what she's doing. And we just want
or
people
just
to be,
even own her own clinic within our clinic or whatever it is.
Franchise with us.
Yeah,
or
so we
just elevate.
sit with each one of our employees and what is it that you want out of this? And it's not I hear you're like, oh, we're a family. That's lip service for most people. This is we are a family.
We spent Christmas together.
Yeah. I mean, not at the clinic. Literally in your own time.
At my house.
And it's not a pizza party with us. It's not
Right.
So they're invested, right? And even with our admin assistant, that is a inspirational story for me too, because she came from another clinic where she wasn't feeling valued, or she had certain things. It's not that we paid her more, we didn't do anything to help recruit, but the vibe of being able to be with us in a positive atmosphere where we're not saying oh, why did you not schedule not enough patients at this hour, blah, blah, blah,
No,
whatever.
There's no productivity. The biggest thing for our admin assistant was in the beginning, she'd get off the phone really quickly, and we were like, if our patients want to talk to you for 30 minutes, talk to our patients for 30 minutes.
Man.
And she was like, oh, I would have gotten in so much trouble. We're like, no, you are here for the patients. When they call, and she's even gotten her own Google reviews where people said, I wasn't sure, but then I talked to Tatiana, and I'm going to that clinic just because of her. She talked to me for 30 minutes.
Isn't it funny how we don't think of the front desk position as a sales position, and the ultimate
absolutely.
sales is service.
Yeah.
Service is sales. If we're just serving people, it's going to close deals.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty lucky that we have her now. I think she got hired on last summer, and I was the only one
She was doing all the admin.
So
She told me I wasn't allowed to do it because I'm like, oh, nope, sorry, we don't take insurance. Bye. And she was like, no. I'm like, okay, I'm not answering the phone anymore.
Yeah, totally.
So I trained Tatiana, but like I think the biggest thing that we encourage is like being able to listen. Like that's the only thing that people want in this position, in this field, is like a lot of them have been gaslit or have been turned away or just it's another
Minimized
number.
and validated.
Yeah. So when when you call into our facility, it's just tell me a little bit more about what's going on.
How can we help you?
How can we help? And just tell me your day. Tell me what's going on. And it's a lot of listening versus telling. So.
And our motto, Healing with Hope, literally starts with the person that answers the phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having someone so aligned, your whole company aligned with that methodology, all those elements is why you guys have the results you have. And the thing that I am also excited as you continue to expand is how you're continuing to serve the public. Let's talk about the book.
Yeah.
Do we have a copy?
Oh, no, I didn't bring
Oopsie.
one.
It's no big deal. Most of us are listening online.
So
And
fun.
So tell
Looks
me about the
great.
book.
So it kind of just happened, I guess. I mean, I was writing the content for the residency, and so then I would give them like the transcript of the video or whatever, and then it was like, oh, it'd be easier if it was all together. And then I was like, well, then now I'm missing this, and now I'm missing this, and then it just turned into, well, now it's a book.
Your niche of the physical therapy profession is one of the best examples of where I believe our industry has to take a stand, which is that we should be the preventative solution. We should be the ones out there. One of my friends who's a pelvic therapist told me that she believed every woman should have not mandated, but like free, the insurance to
absolutely.
cover these types of treatments before and after having children, no matter what, and probably beyond, right? I mean, if you could
There's
paint
lots.
there's lots. So it sounds like that would be a whole episode of like, here's all the applications for pelvic health, because it's not just women either. All those things.
Every single person with a pelvis would benefit from one session.
Oh, really?
Every single person.
You need to know what's going on then.
With your body, it's all the center of everything.
It is.
So I don't want to be weird, but since I'm a man, at least I like to think so. Where are some less common things that most people don't think men in pelvic health? What are some of the common things you see in men?
So the most common we see, I'll say two because of the age. Well, in the younger population, it would be prostatitis. So they might have bladder issues or
Frequent urination,
pain with ejaculation. That's more usually the younger male population, and then the older male population would be prostate cancer, post-prostatectomy, urinary leakage.
Oh, man.
And then anything in between.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how those conditions for men or women are very internally emotionally destructive or painful. That's a very, very powerful thing. And again, I think where physical therapy should be at the professions on the front lines in preventative care. And is there a better place to start than where you guys have your specialty? I'm so excited for where you guys are going. Guys, there's so many great things here. I'm sure people are going to hear this and want to know how they can learn about any one of these things from the book on.
Yeah.
How do they get hold of you?
Pelvied.com. So it's PELVIED.com.
Yep.
Okay.
That's our
Has everything you need to know.
Also, all things
the
are
book,
on that.
the residencies, little
Yeah.
things that we sell.
What if
sell.
they send this to patients? Is there a way to get a hold of your?
We have a blog too.
Yeah, I write. So that website is more for providers. But we also have our clinic website, which is it M, the number 2, B as in boy, healing.com. And that is all patient resources.
I see. So
they
patient
can go there.
M2B healing, and then you have Pelvic Ed for all the providers.
Exactly.
That's so awesome. Okay, guys, ready to wrap up with some rapid fire?
Oh, no. I'm
Okay.
scared.
What's the worst thing you've done ever in your life? I'm kidding.
Oh my God. I was like, no, I'm not answering that.
You don't want to hear it.
You don't want to know.
This podcast is taking a hard
Yeah,
left.
right?
Oh
So,
my God.
based on today, what is something that you wish you could tell your younger self about this journey?
Oh, man, that's hard. I think not to have shame, that there's shame in silence. Because I was raised in a household where you didn't talk about sex, you didn't talk about your body, and there's a lot of shame in silence. And if I could go back and just be like, hey, all those questions you had in your head, that was all normal. And
We all have them.
yeah, and we should be talking about them, not silent around it. I think that's my thing. I don't know what's yours.
Gosh, I have too many things. I don't know. I try not to live in like regrets or the past. So like I am if I looked at myself as a little girl and had to give myself advice or talk about my journey or anything like that, I'd just be like, I think you're gonna do a good job. I like it.
So
like
encourage
I
younger,
think
Just
like
be true to
just-
yourself. You
yeah,
got
I
this.
keep shining your light bright, and
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing for me is like I'm just trying to live my life out loud and not be afraid of anybody.
Don't let anyone dim your
my
light.
light.
Well, that's the thing, Kylee. I've noticed this with people who emanate lots of light. It attracts a lot of not great things,
Yep.
and it repels people who aren't prepared to match it.
Yeah,
and so it's a
absolutely.
challenge, but it's a blessing
Yep.
at the same time. Okay, next question, more light. What is a book, movie, TV show, blog, podcast that you've seen that has impacted you in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just entertaining?
Oh goch.
You're going to
Can
say
I say-
heated rivalry. I know you.
Can I say heated rivalry?
What's heated rivalry?
Oh, you're just going to
It's
have to
really
look that
bad.
one up.
Okay. What is it?
It's like a rated R, like
No, it's
It's
it's a show on
A movie.
it's a show on
It's a
HBO.
season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
great.
very
Yeah.
bad.
But you love it.
I
She
love it
is
right now.
obsessed.
I'm
She's
obsessed.
watched it millions of times.
Millions of
Millions.
times.
And she makes me watch it, and I'm like, I got through one episode,
It's a
and
love
she's like,
story about hockey players in love.
very hot hockey players that are in love. Yes.
So if you like hockey players or just love.
Okay, no, sorry.
I love that.
Let me buy the Bible. No, I'm gonna go the opposite. The opposite direction. Okay.
What about you, Tara?
The book "Come as You Are." I can't even think of the author's name. Is a great book
Okay.
for just
Everything.
owning your body, and as a patient provider, it doesn't matter. Just come as you are is a great book.
I love that. All right, something a little bit more fun as well. Where's somewhere that you've been in the world that you love or somewhere you're excited to go?
Oh,
Italy. I just went to
She
Italy
just
and
went to
I loved
Italy.
it so
Where?
much. I went to Rome and like a bunch of different places. I went on a cruise. So I would go back to Naples in a heartbeat. I love Pompeii. I love history. I love all of it. It's just amazing.
Love
yeah.
it.
Last year, I was lucky enough to take my son to Spain and Portugal, and then I went to London with a girlfriend, and I think London blew me away. I love
London's
London
amazing.
so much.
I love London. Very cool. All right, last question. It's never lost on me that these podcasts are out there forever. And so there is this thing in the world called people are going to see this, right? I would love to hear what is someone in your family that has made a positive impact in you? Who's someone in your family that has a lot to do with the human being that you are in whatever way possible form? Who is
You're
that
gonna make
for
me
you?
cry already. Like at the end, you're gonna make me cry. For me, okay, Bob, my dad.
What is
Bob.
it about Bob?
Bob is my everything, my inspiration for life. Both my parents are just phenomenal.
Her dad.
My dad is just so inspirational. He was an entrepreneur as well, so
That's where you get it.
yeah, I guess so. But he will give like the shirt off of his back for anyone. He will do anything and everything to support his little girl, and he's just, I love him so much, and he's my everything.
Is there anyone in your life though that's made a positive impact?
Oh, yes. I mean,
yeah.
I have a best friend who lives in California. She's so inspiring. She's went back to nursing school at the age of 45. She's a mom of 2 kids. She has a master's degree. She's just amazing. She does it all, and she's very, very inspiring. And then honestly, Kylee, even though she's been in my life for such a short period of time,
But look at the impact.
yeah, she inspires me every day, especially when she's so opposite of me. When I see her doing something where I'm like, I would never do that. It's like inspiring that she does these things.
It is inspiring, and I'm so grateful. Both of you have been such a beautiful addition to our show. Thank you for being who you are, for your industry, for your patience. It means a lot as someone who's trying to do something in the world to be inspired by people who are in their own way, like uniquely crushing it and doing it in a way that's inspiring. So thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Well, guys, that's it for Willpower Podcast. We're so happy to have this wonderful show. So please do what you can to take a stand for what you believe in. Don't be afraid of those elements in life that are maybe gaslighting you. Be vulnerable, have the courage to share, and remember to never give up. Until next time.